Knowing and not knowing util can completely change around and the results of a map, but there are 7 maps in the active map pool, each with 2 sites and some sort of mid or highly contested alternative, each with smokes, flashes and other util you should probably know, and frankly, it's a little too much to learn, even for players with hundreds and thousands of hours in the game, never mind the new players who are just joining every day. This episode will be the first in a series of basic util guides, showing you the basics of each map. I'll be going over the most basic smokes, flashes, mollies, nades, everything you should know that it's important to know. In this episode of Util Handbook, I'll be going over everyone's favourite, Mirage. So first up are the smokes, and because this is a basic guide, I wanted all the smokes to be thrown from just one spot, so you only have to remember the lineups from one specific spot. If you want to throw these in a game, then just have your teammates drop you smokes, and you can be the designated support player, but just so you don't have to remember 4 different locations to throw these smokes, let's make it simple. So get stuck on to the right side of this doorway. To throw your CT smoke, you want to look for this dark brick here, aim at the bottom left hand corner and do a jump throw. To smoke off jungle, you want to take where this edge of the wall is, go all the way up to this sort of dark bracket in the wall and do a jump throw. And finally, for stairs, come to where this corner intersects, aim between the wall and the sky, and throw. And these all should land down and create your default A smokes. And keeping it as basic as we can, just in the same location on the other side of the doorway, get stuck against this part of the wall, aim at the very top of the lamp, and throw. And that flash will hit everyone on site as your teammates go through it with the smokes covering them. When it comes to the mollies on A, it is very loose, where if you're just running up, sort of to the left of this wall, you can just throw to hit jungle. That's a bit deep, but it blooms out, stopping anyone coming through the door as they're rotating. If you want to hit triple, so like aiming that little alcove, and again it'll bloom, push anyone out. If you want to hit the back of sight without being too exposed, as long as you can see this sort of black mark, sort of window? I have no idea what that is really. I think you can see this black square in the architecture. If you come up to this border here, and then just do a normal left click throw, that will hit on top of Ninja and clear default at the same time. I mean, if anyone's sort of on site, it will clear them out. And of course, to clear dark, you just have to bank a molly off of a bit of wood. And most of them, although they don't spread up the wall, will get here, but do just be careful when you're throwing them. So moving on to B site, and we're going to keep it just as simple. We're going to throw all the smokes just from one singular corner. So getting stuck into this corner. If you want to smoke off short, aim at the very left of this building and just do a standing throw. To smoke off window, aim at the top corner of this building, do a jump throw. To smoke off bench, aim at the left side of this window, move your crosshair all the way up until you're at the roof, and then do a jump throw. Now, with short smoked off, anyone who's playing short, playing mid who tries to rotate through cat and up short, they're blind. With window smoked off, anyone rotating through market, or is playing a market with, say, an AWP or is a quick rotator, is blind. And with bench smoked off, anyone who is stuck in bench has no visibility onto the site and is locked out of support. So if you drop them onto apps and they're in the backside, they're alone. If they're over here, they're alone. And then as you push around, the bench player will be isolated and alone because short smoked off. Now for the flashbangs. Now I'm going to show you 2 for B site. One is if you're being a support, so say you've just thrown all those smokes, you run over to this line here, aim just at that sort of brace on the wall, and just do a running jump throw. That flashbang will land in the middle of sight, blinding anyone playing bench, band, site, door. Not really deep market, but anyone who's jumping through the window, all blind. Now if you're running through apps, and say you're the entry on number 2, if you just aim just up in this sort of section here, while running through apps, it's quite loose. The flash will bounce out the window and land low. Now this will hit anyone on short, anyone here, anyone playing bench, anyone underneath the window, anyone who's trying to swing at you or shoot you, or looking at you as you're going to be passing the window. As for Molotovs, again, it is fairly loose. The only place I regularly molly would be bench, and for that all you have to do really is aim wherever you see the red canopy and just run through or step through. As the red canopy is just above bench, and Really, no matter where you're throwing it, as long as it's hitting the red canopy, it should bounce over and bloom on the back of bench. Moving over onto mid and the top mid smoke. Now, anyone who's seen the previous video on how to pick mids at the corner there should already know the smoke, and that is just to aim at the top of this antenna after you get stuck in the corner of the bin. Now, this smoke bloom just between the top, mid, and boxes, allowing you to cross over to the boxes without anyone seeing you, either con, short, or window, and allows you to peek behind the smoke, both here, going up onto the barrels, onto the boxes, or round on this side, which this is a death sentence, don't do this. But that's where an opposite crosshair will be. It won't be up on this little gap here. The next smoke would be the window smoke, and again, if you've seen the Mirage video I did before, you should already know this one. But you just get stuck into the corner of the bin here, aim just at this corner here, and while holding D for about half a second, you're then going to do a jump throw, and that smoke should come all the way down and land right in window. Now, there are other places you can throw the mid one from, or the window smoke from, but for me, that one's the most reliable. Now, for the connector smoke, I like to stand on the left side of the bin, same as if I was throwing the window smoke. You're going to find the middle of this door. Go down to your crosshair is at the barrier between this white and red part of the stone. You're just going to do a normal jump throw, and that's going to smoke off con. Now, if you combine that with window smoke, which is why I do it in the same spot, that smokes off that perfectly. You get that smoked off perfectly. You can take quite a lot of mid control with just those two smokes. Moving on to Molotovs, and again, if you've seen the video, you should know this one. If you just want to get stuck in this corner here, aim just at that dark sort of smudge there, and you're going to run and do a jump throw once you cross this shadow here. So just like so, your Molotov will bank off that part of the wall and go into window. This will clear out window as it spreads all the way to the right, all the way to the left, so they have to go quite far back. You can't be hiding on top of the boxes or in that corner, or the Molotov will spread and get them. Moving on to the flashbangs for mid. Now, most people just throw them very loose out top mid, does absolutely nothing, doesn't blind them too far away for the flashbangs to actually be affected. What you want to do is just come up to the right side of the wall here. You want to aim just at that wooden brace, and you're going to do a run and jump throw before you hit that. And you should come off of the platform if you've done it correctly. But like so. And that will fly down and pop in the air here, meaning anyone who's on window, scoped in with an op, or is holding here with a rifle, waiting for you, maybe jumping out of window to push up, will get blinded. And with that, I hope you now have a basic understanding of the util you can use in Mirage. Like I said, this is just the first episode, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And tell me in the comments down below what map you want to see next. Good luck, and bye for now.